What's happening, y'all? This is actually going to be a very quick, very short reaction video to the Challenge USA 2 premiere. I was planning to have a panel discussion with my co-host, Olia, but unfortunately, this whole East Coast, West Coast thing, the time difference got in the way again because we thought that the East Coast time that it airs would be the equivalent of the West Coast time, but it's actually consistent, like 10 p.m. Eastern time and 10 p.m. Pacific time. And I for sure was not going to be up late enough to do the recap with her at 10 p.m. Pacific time. So I just said that I would do a very quick one on my own. And then she and I will do a longer one, like what we intended to do today. That will be at some point tomorrow, hopefully, if we can figure out some scheduling. So I guess this is just my reaction to the Challenge USA 2 premiere. When the Challenge USA 1 came out, I was like, I hate it. All right. And I thought it was okay. And the reason why I thought it was okay was because the challenge to me is not the challenge without people who are known for the challenge. Now, I do understand that at some point in time, all of the people that I watched build the franchise to what it is now are not going to be on there anymore. They're going to be too old, or they're going to not have interest in doing it anymore. And that's just the way that it goes. Life is about constant change. But I don't enjoy seasons that have all casts from other seasons and are called the challenge. So that was the element for me that was missing from the Challenge USA 1. All right. So the Challenge USA 2, I loved the fact that we had our Wes. We had our Johnny Bananas. We had Tori. We had Corey. Amanda. I'm indifferent about Amanda. I don't love Amanda, to be honest. Who was the sixth person? It's slipping my mind right now. There's a lot to intake in a first episode, so I'm not necessarily good with recall, especially because I didn't really take notes. I'm so tired. I didn't have the bandwidth to take a whole bunch of notes. I'm just kind of going off of what I remember. It was pretty interesting how they started out. They did it kind of Invasion of the Champions style. And if y'all saw Invasion of the Champions, it was like they brought in all these people who had never won before. And it was like, there's going to be a brand new winner this year. And then the surprise was that they brought in vets that had won before. And then it was like, oh, man. So I think it was a similar feel here. They're looking around at each other and they're like, cool, Big Brother, Survivor, Amazing Race. And then they were like, oh, there's one more twist. And then all the vets come riding in on the motorbikes. I thought that was a pretty cool entrance. Now I understand why Wes and Bananas were in that picture together. They definitely capitalized on that promo. So, as I was saying in my interview with Wes about the game, there is 9 Big Brother players, even though some of those players are kind of now known for the challenge because they've done multiple seasons of the challenge. There is 7 Survivor players, and there is 6 MTV challenge players. So they're outnumbered. The only people who have less numbers than them is the Amazing Race that only has 2, but they have 2 large groups that are bigger than that. So we were picking teams. There were 3 team leaders that were picked out of that, whatever you call it. I don't even know what you call it. like that lotto ball type thing. And there was a red team, a green team, and a blue team. They all got to pick their teams. I think Josh was a team leader. Cassidy was a team leader. The third one slips my mind. Oh, Desi. Yes, there we go. Josh, Cassidy, and Desi were team leaders. Interestingly enough, Josh picked Polly and Bananas. That's crazy to me. Wow. Wes was again the first pick. Well, he was technically the second pick because Josh picked John A. And he was like, I always wanted to meet and play with you. And I was like, wow. Like I didn't actually realize that they had never met or played together before. You would think so. But Johnny is like, she's not somebody who you would instantly look at and think she's going to win, but she won 2 back-to-back Challenge All-Stars. And the reason why, she's not the strongest, and she probably isn't the number one with endurance. She's not the number one physical, but she's one of the best all around, because when you get to a puzzle, they always say in the challenge world, the puzzles are the great equalizers. The puzzles are the great equalizers. So the fact that she's so good and fast at the puzzles is like, you could win some physical challenge and be 20 minutes ahead, and then you sit there for an hour struggling at a puzzle, whereas she is going to keep her steady pace with the run, and then the puzzle, she's going to knock that out in 2 seconds, and then that lead, excuse me, that lead could suddenly just evaporate. So I understand having Johnny with the first pick. I might take Johnny with my first pick too. The fan in me would probably want to pick Wes first, but then if I was thinking objectively, I would be like, Wes is amazing at the game. He's one of the most brilliant minds at the game, but he's also one of the biggest targets. So being on his team is hard. But I love the fact that Desi wasn't scared of that. But you know what? She's probably feeling like he's a big target, but he's a bigger target than me. Because Desi is probably also a target, not because she's won the challenge, but she made a final, and she's obviously a physical beast. So she's just like, I could use him as long as I can have him. It seems like the strong female players, though, are always interested in picking Wes on their team. Because the same thing happened for World Championships. Wes was the first pick for World Championships. So Amira, when they went into these deliberations, all right, so the blue team, which I believe was Cassidy's team, ended up winning the first challenge. The red team was a hot mess. The green team was ahead for a little bit, and they ended up falling behind because Amanda couldn't remember these symbols that she had to memorize on this stone on the way up the hill. Oh yeah, Monty and Amira ended up on the same team as Wes, interestingly enough, which they're both seemingly strong physical competitors, but people are like, they're new, number one. Number two, we don't know them. And number three, they might be hard to get out later, so let's get them out early. I think that was the mindset. So there's a potential for both Monty and Amira to go in. I was thinking about Amira because you guys remember I made that post last week about having met Amira last Tuesday and Wednesday. Tuesday at the karaoke charity fundraiser, Wednesday at the Big Brother premiere, and speaking to her for a while at both of those things. And she didn't give me any spoilers or anything like that. But what she did tell me was like, she said the same kind of thing that you saw her say on here. You know, like I was perceived as like cutthroat, a shark, just rude, nasty, you know, that kind of thing on Big Brother. So she said when I was going into the Challenge USA, people advised me to kind of lay low, downplay my threat level, um, not be so forward with my plans or anything like that. And she was like, I tried to do that and people still viewed me as a threat. So seeing her here, possibly about to be going into an elimination on the first night, some people are, it's just, the thing with her is that I think that she can win a lot of things. The social game aspect of it, that's the difference between maybe the Challenge and other shows. Like you really got to work the social game. Because if you, there's a lot of people who come in there, they're strong, they're physical threats, they're physical competitors, they get targeted early and they get sent home. So you got to learn how to work the crowd. You get there and they don't know you, so you've got to make them know you. You've got, like, these guys, these people from other shows, I see that they come onto the Challenge with a feeling of like, I don't care if you're Wes, Johnny Bananas, Corey, whoever. I don't care if you're that, because I was already somebody on my show. But it's like you got to leave that ego at the door because it's a different show. And you got to be like, on this show, I'm a rookie. I'm a nobody. I've done nothing on this show. Zero. Or in the case of some of them, very little. Even if it's not nothing, like very little. I've been on one season, you know, I have not won. And then you've got to start talking to people, letting them know who you are, campaigning, giving them personal stories. We don't see a 24-hour feed like what you see on Big Brother, but the player, you have to, something that I have discovered just by watching this show a lot is that it's almost like, you know, you see those movies where somebody is a bank robber or something is holding people hostage, and the person who, one of the people who was held hostage, tries to talk to them and tell them about their family, like, oh look, this is my son, my name is such and Matthew, my wife Jessica is waiting for me at home, because they're like, if I personalize myself to that robber, they're going to feel something emotionally towards killing me. I know that's an extreme example, but the way that I'm connecting that in is that for these people, it's like, if you're just Monty, if you're just Amira, we have seen you before, but we don't really know you. The Challenge people are always going to go for the easy one to throw in. Now, for them, it's not even the fact that, like in a case of a Tory and in a case of a, I forgot who else it was, Tory and Corey, yes. In the case of like Tory and Corey, as they said, their main goal was to protect the vets, the Challenge vets. So it's like, I don't care which one of them gets thrown in, as long as it's not the vets. As long as it's not the Challenge vets. We're all good with that. Tori plays the hell out of the relationship and numbers game. Tori plays the hell out of that game. And what can I say? I mean, she's been in multiple finals. She's been far in the game. She won. What was it? The Ride or Die season? Yeah, she won the Ride or Die season, which was the second to last one, right before World Championships with Devin. So that works well for her. They have this anonymous vote thing that's going on where you see how many votes went to each person, but you don't see who made the votes. And the leading two vote getters that they showed us were Monty and Johnny Bananas. For me, as long as my guy Wes is safe. So, as long as my guy Wes is safe, I was happy. That's about it. They left us on a cliffhanger. The cliffhanger was that we're not going to know who's going to be going against who, because TJ was like, if a male gets picked, then they're going to be going against a male. I mean, it's going to be a male elimination. And if a female gets picked, it's going to be a female elimination. So it's like, tune in next Sunday. I'm upset about that because they usually have a 2-hour premiere or at least an hour and a half. And that's not going to be the case this time. So we're not going to know until Sunday's episode. And I also don't like these times, Sunday and Thursday until the end of the month, and then we take Thursday out, and then, Sunday out, and then we're just Thursday. Thursday 10 Eastern is a terrible time slot. Because of Big Brother, I might not even be watching the challenge on Thursdays anymore. On the day it releases, I'll probably be watching it on Fridays, so it has its own separate day. I can have Thursday as my challenge day. Thursday is my Big Brother day, and Friday is my challenge day. So that's pretty much it for my recap. I guess just my thoughts on how the season looks overall. I'm very excited about this because it combines people that I have just seen on Big Brother, people that are from Survivor. Most that I know, a few that I don't. Either I know them from seeing them on the challenge before, or a few of them from seeing them on Survivor. I don't think I know the Amazing Race people, but I know the majority of the cast. And the thing is that in recent years, I have always, up until 2020, only watched the challenge when it comes to these shows. So when they started implementing Big Brother, Survivor, Amazing Race, Love Island, I was like, I hate the fact that all these people have backstories, and I don't understand. I don't know the backstories because I didn't watch their shows. So it's not interesting to me to see some people from my challenge and then a bunch of people from other shows that I don't know. And they're like, well, back in Survivor, such and such happened, and back in this, and this. But now that I've started to tap into Survivor and Big Brother, it helps me to have some more enjoyment for the challenge because now I understand more of the storylines of what's going on with the people that they're bringing on. So I love the fact that they added the vets to the Challenge USA 2. I absolutely love that. And we have a good mixture. We have a good mixture of vets, new players, strong players, different sizes, different weight classes, different levels of just intellect, people who bring drama. It's just a good cast. It's just a good cast, and there's a lot of potential for this season. I'm very excited to see how it plays out. And I'm going to close off with that. Like I said, this was going to be closer to an hour, but my co-host hasn't seen the episode because we didn't know about the East Coast, West Coast difference. And therefore, we're going to hopefully schedule a recap episode for tomorrow. And I'm going to hop off as of right now, the Big Brother stream is still showing pets. So I am not sure if I'm going to do the live feed party that I said that I was going to do. But I guess what I'm going to do is I'll hop on and I will recap my thoughts on the episode from earlier. And if the live feeds don't come on, I'm just going to go to bed after that. I'm not going to stay on too long if the live feeds don't come on, because my main objective was to show you guys right when the live feeds come back on so that we can see what the house is like in the aftermath of the Luke incident. Yeah. So thank y'all for tuning in. On your way out, please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and hit the notification bell. I'm sorry, excuse me. I'm trying to get through this. Hit the notification bell to get notified of when I drop some more great content. Thank y'all and see you in a little bit.
So you literally were one of my very first followers. And then when you followed me and I, followed back, I was like, this dude is cool. Like,
if they say talk to your manager, you just say, you know what, talk to the hand. You don't need to be on my podcast. But, yeah, dude. Yeah, you do a great job.
Thank you. I always get a kick out of talking with you on Patreon. You have a really good, view on everything.
That wasn't planned.
You know what?
Thank
but
you.
I like this Canadian.
Well,
I like this one.
Well, thank you.